Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Let's talk about it. Come on in, come on in. Let's talk about it. We got a game week this week. Everybody wants to jump to Colorado, but we got Arizona State.
Yeah, man.
Big J, what's the word?
What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, happy victory Thursday.
Absolutely. And I would
Oh
be
man.
lying if I said we wasn't lost in the sauce. Well, it wasn't
Oh,
Jaywalk. It was me this time. I was
lost
lost in every sauce imaginable.
all the
Uh,
sauce. Hey, we gonna give it to them. Hey guys, welcome to the Trojan Blitz, where we, go over the hard hitting truth about the USC football program, where we value facts over feelings.
absolutely.
We just want to bring it to you straight and have a good time representing the Cardinal and Gold.
Absolutely, man. We here, man, and we officially making it happen, man. It's Arizona State week, and crazy and oddly enough, while the Pac-12 is having their most successful season that I can't even remember, man. It's been like
No,
years.
yeah,
This is going to be the last year until, man, who knows, man. Last year until I will say this: one of my most memorable moments, I will say, as of late, it's Jaywalk, man. It's Jaywalk with the two interceptions. And
oh wow,
Jaywalk
wow.
had two interceptions in the Arizona State game, man. That's a highlight right there, man. I had to take that down. They tried to get me with some copyright stuff, man, but I had it up.
They did.
I had it up last year,
Oh
and
wow.
whoever that was that posted it, had original post, I had to take it down. But Jaywalk had two picks. He looked like he dove for one, and then one came right to him. Talk about that, man, as we get ready to open up. Is that got to be your most memorable moment, man?
Oh, that was the highest graded game I ever played in college. I graded out at a 97% that game. So
Yeah,
if it was like PFF, I would have had probably like a 92, 93 somewhere. Like it was a very good game. Like
yeah,
Coach Carroll pulled me aside and really he talked to me and was like, this right here, Jaywalk, you arrived. You've arrived. You're here. He said,
absolutely.
you're ready. The way you just played from start to finish, I mean, you shut down one whole side of the field all game long. And I'm just proud of you, son, because I know how hard you've worked to position yourself for this game. And so I was really excited. I was dialed in, man. I was dialed in because we needed everybody on that day. It was about 115 degrees on the field. I
Man,
remember
you know about that. What time of day did you guys play that game?
we played that game like noon.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people, I guess, complain about the late start tomorrow.
Well,
Saturday.
that late start is actually works very well for
That's
us.
what. Yeah,
Believe
yeah,
me, the late start is going to keep us healthy, and we rather play in cool, calm, you know, mild climate and temperature versus piping hot, where you get guys who could potentially dehydrate or etc. The,
yeah.
the the late game is good. It's good. Let's be grateful.
Absolutely, absolutely.
How I
A
feel
lot of
about
people, a lot of people don't realize, man. LBC, what's up, my man? What's the word?
what up,
Hey,
LBC?
man, LBC, we getting you back on, man. I'm letting you know. I'm serving you notice right now. I'm serving you your notice. You got to come back on, my man. How you doing tonight? And hey, look, everybody go follow LBC, man. He's on the Voice of College Football. He does a incredible job. I forget you had. Did you? No, that was last week. I think you had John Jackson, JJ on there. But man, you do an incredible job, man. So we
Love
appreciate you.
LBC. Love all those guys at the Voice of College Football. Love all those.
Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely. So we got this game coming up, man, and I think me and you talking. We talked a little bit earlier on the phone, and the fact that Arizona State is having such a hard time. I'm not even gonna say they're having a bad season. They're having a hard time right now, just given some very fortunate things. They got a 33-year-old coach, young
yeah,
coach, just
young
came
coach.
into very young coach, and they got multiple injuries right now. I mean, do you consider this a bad team? I've seen, at the beginning of the season, I've seen flashes from this team, man. What you think?
No, this is not a bad team. They're just going through a transition. I
Yeah,
mean, just like they're very to me. Gosh, I mean, they're comparable to the USC teams when we were in limbo, when we were in transition. Those
yeah,
they have they have great talent on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
The thing is I think they're a little bit depth depleted.
Right.
The morale is a little low, but at the same time, this is ASU. Like ASU has historically been able to put up a good fight against USC since I've been aware of the matchup.
Absolutely.
Just less than 8-10 years ago, they beat us on a Hail Mary play in the Coliseum. I think I don't know, we may have lost one game that year, but it was a Hail Mary play, no time left, and they threw that thing like 50 something yards and they scored in the end zone. And I'm trying to remember if it was Hayes Pollard might have had an opportunity to tip it, and if I'm name dropping the wrong guy, I apologize for that. But I just remember how gutted I was that we allowed them to come back because we were winning that game. We allowed them to come back in the fourth quarter, and then they beat us on a Hail Mary. I don't know if you guys remember that game. I'm trying to remember what season it was, but I remember the painful battles of the ASU Sun Devils, and believe it or not, they actually have a pretty solid defense. In my opinion, I think what I've seen on film, they look pretty physical. They rally the ball. They will try to create those turnovers. Athlete for athlete, they might be able to match up with some of our offensive players for at least some portion of the game. And I know their quarterback has been, their quarterback issues are a little bit up and down because Jaden Rashada was in there and now he's hurt. Drew Prine got in there, he got banged up. They brought in another guy, he got banged up. So word on the street is they were down to their fourth string QB.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But at the same time, Drew Pine has been showing some promising signs that he's going to be the guy. And we played him last year when he was playing for Notre Dame. So I don't put anything past these guys. They're all Division I players. They still play in the Pac-12. That's a competitive conference, and any team that plays USC is guaranteed to play above their pay grade. That's just how.
Well, Lincoln Riley, to your point, he alluded to that very thing, talking about get used to being the villain. And I think what he really meant, I think some people were talking about, getting used to holding that position, but he was talking about basically everybody gets up for USC. I mean, it's no coincidence, man. Whenever we see everybody that plays USC, it seems like they got an extra juice within them, man. And I've noticed that every single year. It doesn't matter who USC plays.
Absolutely.
Have you noticed that?
Every time USC plays someone on the other side of the ball, a new star is born in college football.
Yeah.
You learn somebody that you've never met before, heard of before, particularly because they played extremely well against USC.
Yeah.
Whether it's a quarterback, running back. I mean, look at like you can just the list goes on and on and on about guys who emerged once they played the Trojans, because most of these guys dreamt of being in Cardinal and Gold at some point. Yeah. And so when they come and have the opportunity to be in front of the staff, the school, the team that they wish that they could have been affiliated with, you better believe that they're about to throw their best punches, man. Like, guys will always play well above their level, in my opinion, consistently against the Trojans. That's why I don't count anyone out, man, ever. Ever. Particularly in a sleepy game like this, where we're riding high, 3-game winning streak. We won each game, scoring up into the 50s, like mid-50s. Then, in the middle of that momentum, you have to take a break, okay? You get a bye week, and that kind of lulls you to sleep a little bit.
Yeah.
And last week, there was a lot of really sneaky competitive games going across the country. A lot of teams revealed their hand, right?
Yeah.
Whereas USC got to learn and see what's happening out there, get a pulse, a temperature check on what's happening in the country. That's a momentum bump. It drops you down a little bit. So then you have to go for the first road game of the year, coming off of a bye week, playing a team that everybody is saying is wounded and everybody is saying can't beat you. Everybody is saying is struggling. That's the same thing that they were saying about Colorado State versus Colorado.
Man.
That team can't beat you. That team is, and et cetera. And then look what happened to CSU. They came out punching. and gave the Buffaloes a little bit more.
And I'm gonna tell you something. That's the last thing. That is the absolute last thing you want to. What happened in Boulder, Colorado last week? That's the last thing you want to happen.
Absolutely. I mean, and I think the superior team ended up coming on top because, you know, Coach Prime did have his guys ready to fight through all the adversity and then finish the game on top. All you care about is a dub at the end of the day. But what I have to say is when you're listening to the national media tell you that your opponent is so inferior, it's very easy to sleepwalk through a game. And
absolutely,
two or three tip passes, one loose ball with a return, and it's on the ground. And you're looking at like a very competitive game, a couple special team plays away from any team being able to take you out and, you know, and put you in a place where you just don't want to feel that discomfort. So, look, I believe that the young men are going to be locked in. I don't think that they are going to, you know, be lackadaisical, but there is a propensity, there's a likelihood for young people to feel like, hey, man, we're the best. This is not going to be as simple as the country is trying to perceive it is.
Yeah.
And the only way to respect an opponent is to absolutely dominate them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what we need. We need to absolutely dominate them.
Yep. At what point, you know, well, we'll move into some of the game because, you know, we seen last game when we played Stanford and, you know, you put up the 49 points in the first half. You know, like at what point do you think USC should just really, you know, just put them other guys in? Because I was looking at, you want to say something? I was looking at Caleb's numbers today.
Right.
And I was matching his numbers up with some of the other high. I kind of feel like it's kind of a not fair deal because the other guys are like at 1,200 yards, some 1,300 yards. And then here Caleb is, which is the 875 yards. But it's like, man, he's barely playing three quarters. You know, I mean, really for the most part, the first half. What's your thoughts on that?
I think Caleb has only played 7 quarters this season.
8 quarters. I think it's 8 quarters out of USC's played 12 quarters, and he's only played 8. I think that's the way. Hold on, I got it in here.
Okay.
You may be right. I just coincidentally looked at that stat.
Yeah, so for that level of productivity and to also still be pretty much leading in touchdown passes, I think he's still number 1 in touchdown passes.
I'll double check that. But he
with far less time, but he's throwing nearly a shade under 90%. He's like 84, 85%.
Oh yeah, he's way up there. His percentage wise, he's like he's ridiculous.
He's still definitively the most efficient passer in the country, and also still prolifically the number 1 quarterback in the nation. So
big time. Yeah, he's played 8 quarters. He's played USC. Yeah, we played 12 quarters. He's only played 8. So he's really essentially, man. I mean, that's because
they consider a quarter if you just are on the field during that quarter, but he got 1 drive in one game. He got one drive in 1 quarter, and then that was it.
Right.
So I can't even give him that you know, that 8th quarter that they're saying. So in my opinion, he played in 7 quarters, and he put up that level of productivity, and we have the highest, you know, passing efficiency in the country. So
big time.
Stats aren't going to determine whether he's still the Heisman or not. It really won't come down to stats. I believe it's going to come down to key performances in critical moments throughout the season, a composed level of leadership, and to try to get the team to the big show. Those are the intangibles I believe the country's ready to see, because it's very evident that he's not playing in all these games. Like if you just look at some of our backup quarterbacks and how many stats they have already on the season, it's very well indicative that he's not playing in the entirety of the game.
Yeah. And I think even so with that, I think we're getting ready probably beginning next week we'll probably start seeing where these guys are gonna start. We're not gonna be seeing much of a rotation like we were. Man, what is wrong with this camera? Okay, there we go. We're not gonna see much of a rotation like we did see these past couple of weeks. Gonna start because I think he even alluded to Lincoln Riley. No, it was the Coach Simmons, the receiver coach, alluded to the fact that we could possibly start seeing 7 or 8 in the rotation at receiver, which leaves me with the idea and the thought, like who, you know, that's kind of it's kind of a trip because who do you narrow the 7 or 8 down to when you talk about these receivers, man, in the next few weeks,
I mean,
and really getting a consistent. That's linebackers and everything.
right. I have my thoughts, but it's not up to me to throw that out there. But I do have my thoughts. And the truth is you still need to get guys reps, but you also need to preserve. You do need to preserve eligibility if the roles are not going to be significant enough to where those players are going to get impactful reps.
Yeah.
That really the team needs. Instead, you keep priming them, keep training them, game speed in practice with the idea that they could be used in any critical game time situation. But if you could preserve eligibility until we, finish this season for certain guys, that's going to bode better for your depth overall, long term.
Yeah. Speaking of eligibility, you got their quarterback. He's one of the leaders. You got several leaders on their team as of now. Jaden Rashada, freshman quarterback. You guys know he was had made many storylines over offseason, which was Florida, Miami, and then ended up coming to Arizona State. But he was lead. He looked promising, man. At the beginning of the year, played 2 games. He looked like he could really absolutely sling the ball. 34 for 60, 403 yards, 3 TDs, 1 INT this year. And I think he's got to heal up. He's hurt now, and I think they're gonna bring him back for 2 more games. And then after that, they decided that they're gonna redshirt Jaden Rashada. So I think they got a lot of promise with him, but he's out, man. So I mean, your thoughts on that? And then we got, of course, Drew Pines. We're very familiar with him, huh?
That's very wise. I don't waste a guy on a season in a year where you're in such limbo. I mean, absolutely. Who expects Arizona State to dominate the Pac-12 this year? Not many. So at the same time, it's I can't worry about another person's program. I'm not. I respect that they think that they should redshirt him. I am not too far off that train with regards to Malachi myself. So we might need to look at redshirting Malachi as well. If he's not,
I was, different people, you speaking about that. I'm gonna shout out my man Oscar here.
What's up, digital asset? Oscar, good to see you, fellas.
Hey, Jeff Rodriguez, what's the word? Speaking of redshirt, some they were asking me, man, do I think that Malachi needs to start getting in there a little more? And Miller Moss got his reps, and it seems like they pretty much settled in on Miller Moss being the second guy, man. So I guess Malachi,
as he should be. I think Miller's a starting quarterback in 75-80% of the schools in this country. So.
Right. And I think if they were going to work him in, they would have already worked him in more, just given the fact that who we played against. Now is getting to the nitty gritty of the schedule, and you really got to make sure that number 2 is the number 2. And we already know who the number 1 is. So I can really see that, he's probably going to do the red shirt thing, man.
Yeah, very possibly. And rightfully so. If we can keep our primary quarterback and our backup quarterback healthy, there is no legitimate reason to force that young man into wasted eligibility.
Yeah. Let me answer this question. This coming from Oscar. Hey, and I know it's gonna be hard to keep the Colorado questions away. Everybody's gonna want to come with the Colorado, man.
Talk about them next week, Oscar.
Hey, matter of fact, we might have to do 3 previews next week. Everybody in the whole country's gonna be. I hope they win the game. I really hope they win. But
I really do.
I pray that they win that game.
It bodes well for us, and for them to beat Oregon, right?
Absolutely.
We want the highest ranked opponents every time, and so you want unfortunately through you want to subconsciously root for the team that has the lowest ranking.
That's what I made a video about today. But a lot of people, some people agreed with it, some people didn't.
There's a lot to that.
Oregon has the opportunity with their schedule to get back up there.
Correct.
That's what I'm saying.
We don't want to play nobody unranked. If we
exactly, and if they lose, they're gonna be unranked.
Yeah, if Colorado loses, I can't see the college football playoff committee or ranking committee, AP coaches poll, any of them, whoever, all the powers that be. I can't see them keeping Colorado in the top 25.
Unless it's a nail biter. You
Even
know what I mean?
even then, man, the Pac-12 never gets the benefit of the doubt like that.
Right.
So I don't know. They'll sneak somebody else in so fast, some SEC team. I don't know, so fast.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oscar. So Oscar says, let's keep it real. Colorado and QB Sanders is going to get exposed in these next 2 weeks. They're overrated.
I think.
You want me to answer?
Well, I think that they're going to always put up a competitive fight in every game that they play in because their athletes are operating on a super high belief system. Exposed is questionable. It's like a very subjective term. Like the thing is they have it. To me, they've been honest with the things that they're good at. They've been honest with the things that they're inefficient at. Like, Deion is telling everybody, like, I don't have a line. I don't have a strong O line. I don't have a strong D line. I've got some really good skill players on offense. The secondary is coming along. My quarterback is top notch. I got a playmaker on both sides of the ball who happens to be out for the next couple of weeks. Like, I think they're really transparent. So, like, the hype is really just them speaking the truth about who they are. And I think the media machine pours gasoline on a fire that Deion has already started. But personally, I'm proud of what they're doing over there.
Likewise, man.
I want to see the competitive connection. I want to see like the Hollywood of Colorado, right, versus the Hollywood of LA. Like, I want to see that matchup, and I would love for both.
Do you realize how explosive,
how undefeated?
If they came undefeated, we came undefeated, and meet them in Colorado, that's
incredible.
They already had like all Lil Wayne and everybody else on the field last year.
Exactly.
I mean, it was.
We want that. We want that energy.
It was crazy. So can you imagine those two teams come undefeated, man? It's like it's gonna be super explosive, man.
Yeah, guys. If you rooted against Colorado, that is your prerogative. But honestly, there really isn't a reason to. I mean, they are almost like the model match of who we were last season,
and follow the same blueprint.
When you really think about it, it's just like, oh wow, they look like the Trojans similarly to last season.
Yeah,
struggled in the trenches for the most part, struggled in the run game, struggled in defense. Had some great offensive receivers and weapons and good skilled players, excellent quarterback, excellent coach with charisma who can bring the young men together, all these talented players from different regions, putting them together and mixing it up. Like, that's what this is about, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Same identical thing, man. With Jacoby Cup, he may be back. I'm not sure. Sure.
Yeah.
He may be back.
Yeah,
he may be. I hope he's back, but we could sit him out one. We could sit him out one game. I mean, Mason Cobb is coming back, and Mason Cobb, he can afford to be set out one game as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think rotating 8 receivers is still a little too much. A little too much. No, I don't. Matter of fact, I don't think it's enough.
It's not enough. We run 4 wide sets a lot.
Yeah.
Like, that's just first and second string. When you run receivers, you need 3 deep. So, like, I respect, Carter, I respect the opinion, but like, you need those fresh receivers rounding up DBs with tired legs because you don't rotate DBs that frequently. And the more you put receivers out there that put different looks and different stride patterns, different paces, different tempos in their releases, different ways of stock blocking, different hand fighting, that's a lot for a DB to process all game long.
Yeah.
And each of them having a unique skill set that works very well within the offense, that puts a lot of strain on a secondary, man. I think we should use as many of our receivers as possible because you get into a rhythm. Defensive back is a very rhythmic position. And the more you see a guy, the more you get comfortable with their pace. The more looks you get, the more kind of uncomfortable you are as his secondary guy. That's at least my perspective and the things that I've seen in years past. The more receivers you get rotated through, the less rhythm you get as a secondary guy.
Absolutely, man. I totally agree with that. And so that's why when I heard Coach Simmons say he may be narrowing them down to 7 or 8, I was like, wow. I mean, he knows what he's doing better than me, but you look at all those guys we got. I mean, who are going to be the 8 when you're talking about? You got Zach, you got Mario, you got Brendan Rice, you got Hudson, you got
Dorian, Taj.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got Taj, Zach, Dorian, Brendan.
Yeah.
You got Deuce. You can't keep Deuce off the field. Jacoby still is a baller. You know, Makai might, as talented as he is, you got Makai, Mike Jack. Like there's
Jacoby
there's
Lang,
nobody that's supposed to be on the bench, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody. All them dudes need to be out there routing guys up, man. They're all fantastic. And man, Mario's he's overdue for a breakout.
Absolutely.
Hey, listen,
but the thing is, Caleb has been, I think more so than ever, has been spreading the ball. It's equal opportunity right now with Caleb, man. I really, that's why, I mean, it's pretty impressive, man.
There's no favoritism. There's no favoritism in that receiving corps.
Absolutely. LBC Trojan, thank you, man. You said Saban saying it's Miller time. If you play 3 QBs, you have no QB. Look, man, Saban. Well, I'm not even about to. He ready to go back to Congress right about now. When you see all these teams right now, he's ready to go back to Congress right now. You see all these teams. They say, why is there so much parity right now? You know why it's parity? Because we tried to tell you that, look, you should have jumped on board, and we told you that Dabo Swinney didn't want to do it. But it is so many successful overnight teams, and Colorado being a prime example. Look, man, it is the new reality, and hey, these teams are flourishing right now, man. So, look, I don't know what he's doing.
It makes football fun. It's so much more fun to watch the games that you wouldn't customarily watch because you see the blend of all these different players connecting with these different rosters, and it just makes
it's incredible, man.
It makes the game so much more exciting, man. I'm just Slap Happy. Appreciate
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate you all. Make sure you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that share button, man. We love you guys.
Yeah, it's recruiting on on a whole nother level here. I'm trying to get to Colorado is great for Vegas due to the fact that they have a huge following and they don't cover spreads. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens this weekend. Like I said, my hope is that they really try to win this game. Jaywalk, if we lose if we lose to Colorado, we'll be out of the top 25. Yeah, no joke. Absolutely, that is absolutely true. So
it's historically it's always been that way. So, but that's why losing it just is not an option for us this season. This campaign, this season, we are on an undefeated pilgrimage. That is our goal. That's what we're praying for. That's why the positive think is so important to this journey. And make sure you consistently are pouring in that positive reinforcement and edifying the young men on their social platforms, encouraging them, making sure they know that we stand with them, make sure that we know that we're fortifying them from our end, sending all the good stuff that they need to carry into each battle week after week. That's what we need to do. That's what fighting on is. It doesn't mean fight amongst one another. Let those other schools do all that and let them complain and whine and bicker. We fight together, one solid fist that's throwing blows together. That's what we do.
Yeah, we got about 90 in here, and those who came on a little late.
Yeah.
My most memorable, I said my most memorable moment. You guys go to my Instagram. It's Jaywalk, man, with the 2 picks. Arizona State game. He did his thing, man. That was a highlight there, man. He made it happen. And Jaywalk, what was your most memorable? And this guy Avery says Jaywalk was Jeremiah Graves in the program when he was there.
Yes. The grave digger. We used to call him the grave digger. He was a beast, man. Jeremiah was awesome, man. He's a good, strong brother. He has an awesome podcast that he does as well. I think it's called the Grave Digger Report. Shout out to you, JG. You doing your thing, man. It's always unconditional.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
For SC to continue to dominate the transfer portal, and that No, I disagree. Again, respectfully, I do respect your opinion, and Carter, but I do disagree because those who believe that USC is for them, that's what it is. And I think that a lot more athletes are going to be enticed to go to Colorado, and that's fine. But the ones that are supposed to go to USC are always going to go to USC. If they choose somewhere else, then it wasn't destiny for USC.
Yeah.
There's a specific type of athlete who's cut to play under these type of spotlight. Not everybody is equipped for this type of spotlight. And yes, Colorado and the Buffaloes are creating something amazing over there. I think that is historically, this will be remembered for the next 100 years in history.
Yeah.
When we're old, we're going to be talking about how Coach Deion Primetime Sanders reshaped an entire community, galvanized an entire area, and brought diversity, real diversity, to that place. Nevertheless, we are SC.
Absolutely.
We just do it the way we do it, man.
Absolutely. Man, Super Max, how you doing? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Right on, Pedro. Hey, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Look, hey, thank everybody for the love. USC fan 1974 when a child fishing at Lake Arrowhead when I was 8 on AM radio. Yeah, that's a throwback right there.
Anthony Davis, man, he went crazy.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. Raphael, Jaywalk. So you see Moss being the clear starter next year and having the offense tailored to the abilities instead of using Malachi dual threat.
You'll be shocked, Raph. You'll be shocked. Miller Moss is a lot faster than you think.
He is faster than what you think, and he has an absolute cannon.
And he's leading. He's leading our quarterbacks in rushing touchdowns this season.
Well,
Miller Moss got a little bit of burners, man. Miller, I recognize the wheels, man. I'm a speed coach. I see it. I see that stride pattern. You got some giddy up. Look, the thing is,
wow. Okay, yeah. Pedro Jamie. Shout out to Jamie. I didn't realize he just texted me and said I'm Pedro. I didn't realize that. Okay.
Oh, okay. That's
shout out to Jamie, man. Shout out to Big Jamie. He played baseball for USC and hit me with that. I can't remember what year that was. 1990.
Let me answer Raphael's question. I see it being a very tough battle. With right now, Miller Moss being a very clear and definitive number 2. I really do see Miller Moss having the intangibles to do what we need to do. Nonetheless, man, Malachi Nelson ain't nothing to play with. And once he gets a little bit acclimated to this college lifestyle, I say put about 10 to 15 more pounds of muscle mass on him, get that good nutrition, be in that weight room for a whole season, become, that next year of that testosterone surge through his body, because the jump from like 18 through 19 and a half is huge when you're in a strong athletic program. It's huge. Like I went from 171 to 205 in like 7 months, and I never looked back. Right? It happened because I had the structure, and with Coach Benny Wiley, you know that they got a game plan for him. So let's let this young man, let's let him develop before we try to throw him out there, man. That's the truth.
Absolutely. So before we move on, because I want to get into this weekend matchups, man. These matchups this weekend is incredible. And I want to do our picks, man, for that. Before we move on, man. So what are we looking for, man, as far as, we don't want listen to all the outside noise with everybody talking down on Arizona. We understand that they have the whole offensive line pretty much is essentially lost in the sauce. They're gonna be out. Yeah. And and I hate it for them. You always want the team's best. And then the quarterback, as we alluded to, for those who are coming on, is going to be out. Drew Pine is going to be the guy up next. So what are we looking for? It's a lot of SoCal. Max Williams' brother, he's on that team, plays cornerback. So I mean, what are we looking for, and what do you want to see? Your expectations as far as USC in this game against Arizona State?
Well, I would love to see 5 to 6 sacks. I would love to see Anthony Lucas get home and dominate and take over game. I would love for Bear to get his first recorded sack this year, sack strip fumble. I already know Solomon gonna eat. Birdman gonna keep feasting out there. Definitely. Hopefully we can see Tyrone Tellini for the first time this year. I would love to see him come back.
You heard he about the plant fasciitis. What do they call it?
Plantar fasciitis.
Yeah, there you go. He had that. He's coming back. He's returning from that.
Well, I want to see him get out there and do what he got to do.
That's what's crazy, because you got Stanley that's doing this thing, dominating. Tyrone Taleni is just as productive. So, man, it's a lot of hope coming. I mean, we got a lot of things coming back for this these next few weeks, man.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we gonna be all right. I mean, what I care about is the defense holding them to under 60 yards rushing. And I don't want to give up 200 to I don't want to give up more than 230 yards passing in this game.
Right.
Like, I just want to see the efficiency and our turnover margins like start to tip over to where we were last season. Because what a lot of the country call flukes, I saw a lot of opportunities created by the pressures that we did create when Thule was coming off the edge. Now we got like 2.5, 3 Thules. So
that's crazy, man. Yeah.
We need to do what we need to do what we got to do. And I know that's the offense is gonna light it up again. Like let's just be honest. The offense is gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
And I would love to see Darwin Barlow get at least 6-7 touches, five minimum. And you know that dude's gonna bust one because he always does. So that's what I would love to see. My heart would go out for that.
Yeah. Man, I'm on here right now, and shout out to whoever this is. Just bought a tee. Maybe I need to start wearing my Lost of the Sauce. They just bought a t-shirt. I can't see the name. I will shout you out real quick. But I see you just got a shirt. You got me Lost of the Sauce right now talking about it. Maybe I'm going to start wearing this hat all the time. Look, you can buy that stuff on YouTube, man. I've been getting, for some reason, you know what? I've been noticing a couple of days I've been wearing this stuff, and everybody's buying. I need to start wearing this Lost of the Sauce gear. Look, hey, look. They just
stop the show. Stop the show. Wait. Y'all got him so grateful.
Hey, whoever this is, I want to say shout out, man. I don't even know this. You know who you are. You just ordered it. Thank you. I can't see his name. It just says it's coming from YouTube. Look, get your Lost in the Sauce gear directly from YouTube.
Hey.
You guys can do it right there.
Hey, y'all don't know how grateful we be, right? So grateful.
Hey, you gotta shut. I never had anybody do it while we on live like that, man. Hey,
eyes watering up. Your eyes watering up. His cheeks.
Hey, man. Hey, hallelujah. Thank you, man. Hit that like button. Hey, so man, we got some games this weekend, and I want everybody that's listening right now. I need you to, as we talk about some of these games, these big games, I need you guys to put your games in there. And me and Jay Walk, we're about to name out. I'm gonna give you the first one. We got Clemson and FSU. We got Oregon and Colorado. We got UCLA and Utah. We got Bama and Ole Miss. We got Oregon State versus Washington State. We got Ohio State versus Notre Dame, and then we got Penn State versus Iowa. Those are all the games we're gonna discuss real quick. We want to do our picks. Which one of these games are you most interested in seeing, man? You need me to go over them again?
No. Well, there's two that are really. So, number one, obviously, Oregon and Colorado. That game's going to be just...
That's going to be the craziest game.
I actually think Colorado's going to rise to the occasion, man. I think that they're...
Yeah, I hope they do. I really do.
Well, here's what I mean by that. One, I do think that they'll cover the spread. I don't know if they'll win 100% just because of the depth. It's not the ability, it's the depth. Like, Oregon comes at you in waves and waves. And they got skill, and they got layers of skill. And they've been accumulating this for some time. So, and Coach Dan Lanning, right? I think he poked the bear talking about what has Colorado done. But they won a national championship. But to my knowledge, Oregon has never won a national championship.
Never.
So if you want to ask that question, that was a pretty sideways out of the side of his neck.
Yeah, to me, that was a clear shot, man. I mean, I don't care. You can say however they want to slice it or dice it. That was a clear shot.
I can't hate on Coach Prime or Colorado because
I can't either. We did the same
thing.
It's
exciting, and we did it the year before, so we can't be hypocrites. We pretty much did the same thing the season before. So with that being said, I would love to see Colorado upset Oregon.
That will make my weekend. That will make my day.
If
I'm
they
telling
keep
you.
that game close in the fourth quarter, if it's like 34 to 41 or something going into the fourth quarter, and Colorado's down, they're gonna win that game.
They're gonna win the game. Yeah, absolutely.
They're gonna win that game.
Absolutely.
So,
I need to get back to one.
I'm calling for Colorado to upset Oregon.
Yeah, I hope so, man. I felt like I felt like they can't just due to the depth, but my hope is that they will. We're gonna do score predictions. So that's the first game.
Okay.
Colorado versus Oregon. Let me real quick. Jaywalk, USCJ, me and Jeremiah and Abro need to link up. Are you referring to a podcast or just connecting up, man?
Yeah. Jeremiah Graves, the Grave Digger report.
Oh yeah. Okay. My bad. Hey, forgive me, brother. Forgive me.
Yeah,
Forgive me. Let's connect, man. Hey, for sure, let's connect. 100%. So the score, Jay, man. Okay. Colorado versus Oregon.
I'm gonna go Colorado 45, Oregon 42-41.
Colorado 45. Wow. See, I question myself and I say, okay, they played at TCU. Does TCU have a better offense than Oregon? I say absolutely not. You look at that score, that was a high score.
No.
And it's hard for me to imagine that they were going back and forth, man. I think Oregon is twice as good as TCU offensively. I think they got some holes on defense. I think the cornerbacks are kind of the jury's still out. Man, I think it's gonna be. I think it may be like 47, man, 47-38, man. Oregon, man.
It very well could. That's most likely what will happen.
Yeah.
I just have this really unique way of believing that Colorado shows up for the fourth week in a row, man.
Yeah.
I can't shake that instinct, so I'm gonna hold on.
I want that to happen. I pray that, like I said, that will make my weekend if Colorado beats Oregon. That will really make my weekend.
I mean, logically, it shouldn't happen. But football is not a logical game when it comes to inspiring athletes to perform above and beyond, man.
Yeah.
And the thing is like Colorado has already played in so many tight games like that I believe that they have a recipe. They have a blueprint now to work through those moments. Oregon hasn't had to feel that yet this year.
Yeah.
And so I have this way of believing that the experience that Colorado has had this season has already given them literally they already have like 10 games worth of emotional experience from the games that they played this year.
Yeah. So you got Colorado, I got Oregon. That's the first game, and
I think Colorado's going to get 3 turnovers, and that'll be the difference.
Great, even though they don't have Travis Hunter, man. I mean, who knows, man? Coach Prime, man. Look, the way he be talking, all the little stuff he says, man, he make you want to run through a wall, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. The way so look, Colorado, Oregon. That's the first matchup we looked at. LBC Robbie, hey, thank you very much. Appreciate everything, man. Appreciate everything. So the next one we want to look at is Clemson and FSU.
And that's going to be a competitive game when we play them. So I'm not talking trash against Oregon. All I'm saying is for someone to say what has Colorado done and then say nothing, that's not true. When in actuality, it is your university that you now represent that has done nothing.
Yeah. Hey, Bart, we're going through these games right now. Matter of fact, like I said, Clemson, FSU, Utah, UCLA, Bama, Ole Miss, Oregon State, Washington State, Ohio State, Notre Dame. We're going through about a few of these games, so we'll make this our next one since this is up here. UCLA at Utah. What's your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I think UCLA. I like UCLA this year.
Defensively, they look a little decent, man.
I like UCLA this year.
They look a little decent. That quarterback, man, I'm very impressed with that guy, man.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going UCLA 34, Utah 28.
I'm gonna say 31-24, but UCLA, the quarterback Deontay Moore, man, young kid out of the state of Michigan, he's like, he reminds me of Jaden Rashada. Actually, both of them really impressed me, and I think, man, the way he's Chip Kelly, man, he could. I'm not sure what's happening with Cam Rising, and those guys, they got a couple edge rushers that I absolutely think if Cam Rising is not all the way healthy, he can be lost in Alfredo sauce if he's not careful, and re-aggravate that thing, man. So I think. I'm not sure they'll probably hold him out. What you think?
We've had this conversation before. Don't rush anything back with Cam.
Yeah.
Don't rush. I mean, because if you drop one game early this part of the year, you could still end up in the Pac-12 championship game later.
Yeah.
So I would not, because I think that I think there's only going to be one undefeated team in the Pac-12, and the other teams are each going to have 2 losses.
Yeah. So I got UCLA, man, 31-24, and that's against Utah. And Utah we give them credit. They beat the crap out of Florida. Florida just beat Tennessee last weekend. So it's not like, I mean, they are a good team. They physical. We know they're going to
play. Utah can play, but it's just how their team speed, in my opinion, is lacking right now. Even though Money Parks is a beast, I love that kid at receiver.
Yeah,
they got a really good receiver. I like him a lot. I just don't know that they have enough firepower right now the way UCLA's defense is playing.
Yeah. Now they they did play I think it was North Carolina A&T. They played a couple small teams, so I think it's going to be a big test for both of them. So I still got UCLA 31-24.
Yeah, and I want UCLA to win. I want UCLA to win. So
no doubt. I want Utah just to get worn down completely.
Utah's not about to fall out of the top 25 if they used to lose to UCLA.
No, they're not.
So we'll still end up playing a ranked Utah team.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Kevin.
Hey, Kevin, thank you. Hey, love and respect to you as well, man. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
really appreciate that, man.
What about Washington State, Oregon State?
That's the next one. This one is kind of tough for me, man. I was talking to somebody about that today. We went back and forth. I kind of had Oregon State edging them out. But it is at Washington State. Cam Rising, I just think DJ, man. DJ, he's playing sound right now. Oregon State has the best offensive line in the Pac-12, according to PFF. That's what PFF is saying. So right. I think with that offensive line and DJ, if you give DJ time, I think he can slice you up. The way they dominated against San Jose State, I mean, the defense absolutely. That was a mobile quarterback. He was throwing on the run. So
yeah,
I'm going with them.
But Oregon State did struggle in their second game.
Who did they play? Did they play? Was it Fresno? I'm trying to remember who they played.
It was a smaller school.
It was small. I want to say it's. Who did they play? I saw the game. I saw the game.
They gave him a little bit. But I got to think that Oregon State, with how with how they've been trending over the last year, they were a really good team last season. Didn't get enough credit. This season, I just can't count them out. And now they got a better quarterback, so I'm going Oregon State as well.
What's your
score? Oh, okay. You first.
Man, this time last year, I want to say Washington State went to Oregon, and really it's a crazy thriller, man. They put up some points, but I don't think it's going to be – I'm going to say it's going to be 30, 35, 20, 35, 28, Oregon State.
35-28 Oregon State.
John, appreciate you, man.
Oh, what's up, John? JC in the building. I'm going much higher. I'm going it's a last minute field goal. Oregon State 48, Wazoo 45. And they win it. They're tied up and they kick a field goal with very little time to no time left. That's how I'm gonna call it.
Man, you think Oregon State? You think Washington State's gonna put that many points on Oregon State?
I think it's gonna be a shootout. I do.
Yeah, man, that's
because
yeah.
because you can't. Cam Ward is a baller, man.
He's a baller. Hey, I give him all his credit.
He's
I
a
give
baller.
him his flowers right now. That dude be getting it in, man, and he's very mobile. He's
They
not
still-
the tallest guy, but he's mobile.
They still run that spread offense. They can put up points, man.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So you got Oregon State winning.
I do. Oregon State.
Okay. So right now, okay, Oregon State, and so the next big one, Clemson versus Florida State.
Yeah.
They play at Clemson, so that's kind of a tricky little situation. I don't like the way Florida State looked last week against Boston College. I picked Florida State to win an ACC. Bottom line, but Boston College was kind of shaky to me, man. That was kind of suspect.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Clemson lost against Duke first game of the season. I mean, 29-7 or whatever. They got blown out.
Yeah, I think Florida State's gonna pull it off. You know,
Same here.
I think it'll be like 35-28, Florida State.
35-28.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning toward that. I don't like Clemson's offense, man. Even though Garrett Riley is there, the quarterback Cade Klubnik, he's just not. And you know, DJ took a lot of slack from him last year, man. Which was crazy, and now he's performing. So, man, I'm gonna say 25-35 Florida State.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I'm gonna roll with that one.
Garrett Riley is a year away from getting the type of offense.
Yeah, he got to get his guys. Well, Dabo needs to stop. He needs to stop being stubborn, and he needs to use transfer portal.
We're gonna see what he does after this season.
Yeah. And so the next game
is Notre Dame, Ohio State.
This is the game right here. There's two games we need to be rooting for as USC fans. This is the second game right here, man. This game absolutely needs to be highlighted. This is probably the game of the day. Other than I don't know, Colorado in this game is the game of the day. Who you got, man?
Man, I think that the Irish are about to whoop on them boys.
I think so too. I think Ohio State is very suspect. They hadn't looked just like they opened up with Indiana this year, and they look very suspect. They don't look like the Ohio State of old. CJ Stroud is gone. I know they got their quarterback, but I'm not. They're gonna have to make me a believer. The way that Wake Forest transfer is throwing that ball right now for Notre Dame.
Sam Keller.
No, Sam Hartman.
Sam Hartman. There you
go. Yeah.
Sam Keller's a talk show host. My bad. He's a podcaster. Big shout out to Sam Keller. Love your show. But yeah, Sam Hartman. I like him. I like him a lot. Yeah, I think he's good. And their running back is Notre Dame's running back.
He played against USC last year.
Yeah, but he's running different this year.
And he's big though. He was man. That dude is a big old dude, man. He's like 230 pounds.
Yeah, he's running a lot.
Estimate is his name.
Estimate. But I think he was a little banged up too against us, so he looks healthy. He looks healthy this year. So I think Notre Dame. Yeah. Notre Dame gonna score about 35 points, and I don't think Ohio State is gonna score more than 24 points in this game.
I agree. I don't like the teams that they hadn't put up the most points against less competition.
35-24, Notre Dame.
You kind of leaning where I'm gonna say 35-25 then. I was kind of leaning the same way. 35-25 Notre Dame. And hey, Jamie, Hartman is he's all the way legit, man. I'm feeling him. I'm feeling everything about him. Yeah, beat the Buckeyes. And of course you guys already know that's gonna boost us up anyway. If that happens. In the last game we got Ole Miss and Alabama, man.
Ole Miss.
Hey, let me tell you something. Jackson Dart and Michael Trigg, the two transfers from USC, have been absolutely balling for Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin. And I think the way Alabama looked against South Florida last week, they were lost in Alfredo sauce. They were lost in every sauce imaginable. But I do know that they're going to get ready to start that other quarterback again that played in at the beginning of the season.
Milroe.
Yeah, Milroe. LBC Trojan. USC and Notre Dame this year. It's going to be huge. It's going to be absolutely huge. Rivalry since Bush 2005, which is the game you played in. So you already know what time that is. Hey, thank you, LBC Trojan.
It's gonna be
You
a
already
good
know
one.
what time it is. Slap happy. Yep, Ole Miss. Ole Miss. Oh, Jackson Dart is balling right now, man. I don't know if you've been paying any attention to him,
Oh yeah,
but he
Jackson,
is.
Jackson Dart and Mike Trigg. They always gonna be Trojans to me, man. I love those guys. I don't care if they transferred. I love those guys, and I know
I got love for him, man. All the guys that transfer from the Trojans, I got love. I got love for Bro McCoy. He's balling for Tennessee, even though they lost.
I like Bro too.
Yeah.
So I'm going. Yeah, I'm definitely going Ole Miss. Ole Miss is going to be somewhere between that 32 to 36 point range. And I don't believe Alabama can score 28 points in this.
They couldn't put they put up 17 points against South Florida.
Right.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. With Milroe.
No, well, he didn't play. He didn't play. They played that other quarterback that transferred, I think, from Notre Dame. So
that was South Florida last week. My apologies.
Yeah, South Florida.
Yeah.
They played. Milroe played against Texas. So I don't know. They were trying to experiment, and I don't know what they're.
Tyler Buckner. Yeah.
Buckner. Yeah.
So
Tommy Reese. I think he was lost in the sauce. The coordinator with that. So yeah, I'm picking Ole Miss, man. I think I'm gonna say
Alabama losing twice. I could see it. It's just sometimes it's not your season. It's just like everybody wants Alabama to be who they're not. They're just not 100% what people want them to be, and that's okay. It's going to be that way from time to time.
Yeah.
So that's that.
I got them. What's your score on that game?
I'm going Ole Miss with a pretty decisive win. Ole Miss 36 to 24.
Yeah, 35 to 24. Yeah, I think Ole Miss, man, they made the way they've been playing and the way Alabama just
Kiffin want the smoke.
Yeah, I think they're gonna score. Alabama might maybe score 21 points, and so I'm gonna say 21-35 Ole Miss.
They are gonna go deep on those boys. Coach is about to have Jackson Dart throw darts and Aaron Allen. It's about to be a track meet.
And when Jackson Dart get going, man, when he get that confidence rolling, that dude, he gets steam behind him, man. You could tell, man, he's a different type of guy, man. But he possesses that certain type of energy too that guys want to get behind him and play for him too, man. So I see that whole thing. I see St. Nick and them going down 21-35 Ole Miss next week, man.
I can see that.
Fire USC coaches Sark and Kiffin take out Saban, Bama, Tuscaloosa in the same month. Hey, it's about to be crazy tomorrow, man. Tomorrow is about to be crazy. Tommy Reese is lost in Alfredo sauce, man, big time. I don't know what he was thinking about. I mean, he left. He took a job. I guess he thought he was okay at Notre Dame, but I don't know what he's thinking about, man. I don't know who made that decision last week having us quarterback. Millward should have been playing because they struggled completely. He wasn't a good player. Yeah. So you guys played against Tommy Reese, didn't you?
I don't even remember.
No. Was that Brady Quinn?
We had Brady Quinn, man. Brady Quinn was awesome.
Yeah, he was a beast. Yeah, he was a beast. He looked like a linebacker.
He just started to come up like this and come down. That was weird.
Yeah, he was a straight beast.
His ball didn't fly like that. It went like this.
Man.
It was a confusing flight trajectory for sure.
So look, man, we appreciate it. We were supposed to do this morning, man, and I got a little lost in the sauce, and so we made it happen, and we thank God, man. We here. Thank God for my man Jaywalk, man. He's in the building, and look, we will be back. We will be back, Jay. When you want to hit it, man? You want to hit it on Sunday?
Yeah, bro, we can hit it. Let me think. Shoot, after the game, yeah. As long as it's early enough, because I got them open.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Hey, and look, this Colorado thing, man. If Colorado wins next on Saturday, I'm gonna tell you this: we probably gonna have 3 previews next week. Because everybody in the country is gonna be trying to preview this game. But guess what? We taking all the time. We taking the airtime up next week. Guess that we hogging the space because we gonna talk about it more than anybody.
Absolutely.
Hey, I might be coming on live in the middle of the night just talk about Colorado. But hey, it's all good, man. We're gonna do it. We're gonna make it happen. Hey, John,
I want my guys not to get hurt. I just
You
don't
say
want
go.
injury.
Yeah. You
Oh,
say go live
appreciate
at halftime. Hey, yeah, I might go live at halftime, but it's certain games that I can't because my stress level is too high, my man. I'm telling you, if I'll be locked in. Hey, somebody asked me to go live during the game, man. I'll be taking notes, man. Look, I closed the door. I got an upstairs room. This is my upstairs. This is a guest room that I converted into an office, man. And I tell my wife and I say, leave me alone, man. I got my desk here, but then I put a desk. I take the desk that we got, another desk. I bring it in front. Then I be down there taking notes. Like, I gotta stay focused, man. I can't. I can't do it. So yeah,
He
I
be
may
like,
go live
leave
at
me
halftime, man. I be
alone.
serious about this, man.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone when the game is on. Just bring my nachos. Leave me alone. Bring my ice cream and leave me alone.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So look, man. Hey, we appreciate everybody for tapping in, man. Thank you. Hey, Roy Benuelas, thank you, my man. Thank you.
Good to see you, Roy.
Appreciate everybody for tapping in. And Jay, you had anything you wanted to say before we get up out of here, man?
Just want to say thank you guys for sticking with us. You know, it's a labor of love.
Yeah.
Absolutely adored like locking in and tapping in with you guys and you know, discussing all of our favorite subject, the USC Trojans. You know, the segment that Jay and I do together, we're calling it the Trojan Blitz.
Absolutely.
And we're just excited to, you know, get after it and have fun and fellowship. So stick with us. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for the subscriptions. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for just being a part of this journey, man. You know what it's all about? It's all about the Cardinal and Gold, brother. It's all about being here.
Yeah.
That's that USC logo. That's what we about. And
absolutely,
so,
man.
right on to everybody. Let's have a great, successful weekend. You guys stay safe. Also, I'm a plug myself. Hey, if you guys have any real estate related questions,
absolutely,
hit me up, man. I know a guy.
I tell you what. Hey, Jay, hold on for a
yeah,
second.
yeah. Go for it.
Well, you know what? We'll do it next time. We're
sure.
gonna start putting that. We're gonna start putting that on here, man. Jaywalk does real estate, and
oh yeah.
It's the way we can put this in the chat. And we'll start putting this in the chat, man, so you guys can see it at the end of every show, beginning of every show, and the end of every show. Just so you got anybody needs real estate in the Southern California area, man. You need to hit my man Jaywalk up. Make sure you hit it up, man. And you look, he's not gonna put you in the cardboard box. I promise you. He's gonna take care of you, man. So, Jay, what's the name of that?
Say that again.
What's the name of it again? I want you to put out that information.
So my team is called Walker Team, the Walker Real Estate Team. I'm partnered with EXP, but the Trojan Blitz is the name of our segment that we do together. You know, our goal is to give you the real deal about what's happening with the program, right? A lot of our sources come directly from the sources, if you know what I'm talking about. And so, we take a more positive approach to bringing you guys the information, and we want it to be more of a dialogue, right? And it's just two guys who really love the program. I just so happen to have the blessed opportunity to play for them, but at the same time, I'm a fan just as much as you guys are, and I have a little bit of insight and some access. So it's great to tap in with you as often as we can, and let's get it in. And that was a very shameless plug, because I recognize that two things can be true. Yes, I could be a remarkable former professional athlete, coach, and passionate USC enthusiast, but I can also be an extraordinary real estate professional in my industry, and I really do a great job. So I know a lot of people do need help and are nervous and don't know how to get their questions answered. So reach out to me in my direct messages if you need to tap in, John Walker Pro, and I will do my very best to navigate you and guide you to the right path. Yeah, because wealth is established in that real estate game.
Absolutely. Hope to see you at the Pop 113 Orange Bowl. Probably going to be Long Beach Panthers, coached by Eugene and Salva. I just had somebody hit me up about some stuff. I got to get some more information on that because they hit me up. Shout out to what team is this? I'm gonna shout them out right now while I got them in. While I'm on here, man. It's Let me see. I like to shout out all the youngsters, man. Oh, Coach Zip. What team is this? This is Coach Zip, LA Chiefs, 12U. Hey, you, shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. They're in the LA
Shout
area.
out,
Big
Chief.
shout out to you. I seen the little man. He was moving and grooving. I put it on my Instagram story, man. Big shout out to you, though, man. Big shout out to you and everything that you guys doing over there, man. You giving back to the community. Appreciate you. Hey, so look, hey, little drummer, man. What's up, my man? The Buffalo song. He said,
Hey,
my
yeah,
boom,
that's right.
boom,
That's
boom,
right.
boom. I seen that, man. Hey, so look, hey, we out, man. We about to be out of here. So look, until later on, everybody stay blessed, man. Fight on, fight on, fight on.
Fight on, Trojan family.